Hey everybody, Kyle Goeth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I've got my first reaction to the new film, The Bikeriders, directed by Jeff Nichols. This was a 2023 release that actually did some festival stuff before being pushed because of the writers and actors strikes, basically ending up getting it this year. It's actually the second Austin Butler film to have that after Dune Part 2. So instead of having a great year last year, Austin Butler is having a great year this year. And The Bikeriders is a continuation of that great year, because I do think, well, I haven't seen a ton of Jeff Nichols' films. I think this is my favorite one by a landslide of the ones I have seen. You've got here that the plot of the film is these bike riders, if you will, the Vandals motorcycle club. This is a fictionalized account of a 1967 photo book that was put together by Danny Lyons. So we've got people playing kind of fictionalized versions of these real people based on the photos in which they're taking place. It stars Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, and Tom Hardy, and that trifecta is fantastic in the film. It's weird to me because we have a movie with Jodie Comer in it where she's, again, kind of like The Last Duel, she's playing the not main character who essentially is the main character. You know, the movie is about the bike riders, the motorcycle club. She's not in it. She's just married to someone who's in it, and yet her story is the story we're following, and it's successful in that way. The Last Duel is the same way. It follows these two guys that are going to compete in a duel. She's the person that essentially they're competing over, who's been misused by both of them. And it's like, it's her movie. The moment we spend time with her, we realize it's been her movie the whole time. I wish we got more Jodie Comer in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, because I don't think she speaks a line of dialogue in that film. But she speaks plenty in this one. She's got a great accent, that Midwestern kind of an accent. The range of emotion that she has is so incredibly strong that I am blown away, because I went into this movie going, you know, Jodie Comer doesn't seem like she'd be a natural fit for this kind of character. I also said I didn't really care much for the poster. I didn't really care much for the trailer. I didn't really feel like I got a good sense that this movie would have the right tone for the story they were telling. And I was wrong. I was very wrong. I'm willing to admit that. Same thing with Austin Butler. I was like, you know, is he going to bring the Elvis to this, or is he going to bring the Fade Rotha to this? You know, or the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And you know what? He kind of adds a lot of all of it in there. What I appreciate about him is that he's kind of the pretty boy in the movie, but he's not played that way, and his performance isn't played that way. You know, you start the movie, you see this guy, he is the first main character we see in the film, and you get immediately that sense that he's not all there. He's not like all normal the way he should be. There is more behind those eyes than just a pretty boy, and I think he's fantastic as well. Again, it's all about going past what we expect and really shocking with the range that they have, and those two performers have that. Now, Tom Hardy is in this movie playing a very Tom Hardy role. Like, and that's not to shy away from it. He's just really well cast to play this kind of a character. He's great in the movie as well. There's not a single bad thing in this movie. In fact, I go back to one of the things that Boyd Holbrook's character, Cal, says in the film about how it's so important that you have a unique motorcycle, a unique chopper, and that it stands on its own, and that it's part of you, and that you understand it, and that and it's a great thing when you can build it yourself, because that's part of you that's in the machine. And I think that's pretty exemplary of what this film is. It is a film that is well constructed from a series of great parts and ends up being larger than the sum of its pieces. And I think that's what this movie was for me. I found it very entertaining. Now, you know, there's issues with the editing near the back half. The film has a very loose narrative structure. It jumps around in time a lot between, like, Danny Lyons, who wrote the book The Bikeriders. It jumps around between his interviews with Jodie Comer's character Kathy to events that took place, and also kind of jumps around in that time frame as well, back and forth across these 8 years or so. And I think for the most part, that's pretty successful. It gets a little choppy near the end, and you can tell what they're going for, but it doesn't 100%, you know, connect at the end of the film. But I think mostly works. And I would even liken the jumping around in narrative doesn't feel that jarring, because it's less important about the order of events and more how they change the characters. And I think that's kind of what's at play here. So overall, I quite enjoyed The Bikeriders. It was a movie I was not terribly excited for, but that's the power of great cinema, is that a movie that you're not really excited for, if you put forth the effort and really want to check out something, you might end up being wowed by it. Most of my favorite movies of the year every year tend to be movies that I'm surprised by, which is a nice feeling, because I don't know, it's nice to be surprised by the things you love. And so I really enjoyed The Bikeriders, and I definitely recommend it. Now, let me know your thoughts on the film once you've seen it down below in the comments section. While you're down there, please like and subscribe. There are 2 free things you can do that help to support the channel immensely, and you never miss new episodes of the show as they drop. You can also find goatfilmreviews.com for many written reviews. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can check out, I have a review of The Bikeriders that will be going up on goatfilmreviews.com, so you can check that out as well. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Threads. You can also find my show, Kyle and Nick on Film, that I co-host with Nick Plotchuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. I'm also a member of the Minnesota Film Critics Alliance. You can check out that webpage as well for other critics in the Minnesota area, as well as my work. All that stuff I talked about, all of it, it's down in the description for this video. Check it out, and we'll see you next time.